Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of College and Career Pathways, where every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. we provide you with information on various colleges and universities, financial aid resources, career readiness, tips and skills, information on technical schools and training programs. And this is all designed to help you make the best career decisions possible. I am Toni Cureton, your host, and today we're going to explore career readiness tips on how to write a cover letter. So let me begin. There we go. Okay, good deal. Okay, so today we're going to go over how to write a simple cover letter. Now, while cover letters are not always required when you're applying for different jobs, many hiring managers still rely on them as a gauge to gauge applicants' skills and ability, and to hone in on whatever experience or background they may have. Submitting a cover letter is also a great way to go above and beyond to show the employer that you're genuinely interested in the job. The key to writing an effective cover letter is to succinctly communicate how your professional experience fit in with the needs of the position that they are hiring for. Today, I'm going to explain how to write a very simple cover letter that will put you in a position to make a good impression with your potential employers. Okay, so what is a cover letter? A cover letter, which is also known as an application letter, is a 3 to 4 paragraph, which is no more than 300 words. It's a letter explaining to the prospective employer that you're interested in the position that they're hiring for. And it typically is submitted along with a copy of your resume when you're applying for a job. The purpose of this letter is to highlight your skills, your experiences, and your achievements. The reason why you write one is because in your actual resume, you don't want, resumes have to be brief and limited to 1 page. Anything longer than 1 page, a hiring manager is pretty much just going to pitch because that's just too much reading. They have so much to do and their time is limited. So they don't want to read multiple pages of your work experience and your skills. They don't want to read multiple pages of that. They want to be able to quickly go through and pick out those things that are relevant to the position that they're hiring for. And so when you write your resume, you have to be very brief and to the point about what you did in each position and each role that you held at different companies. The cover letter, by contrast, is the opportunity for you to go into a little bit more detail about what you did and explain in more detail your experience, your achievements, your accomplishments academically. That's why you should write a cover letter and submit it along with your resume, because it goes into more detail than your resume does. It's like the introduction. And so a well-written cover letter has the potential to really impress an employer and set you apart from other applicants and their resumes and their cover letters. To avoid writing just a generic cover letter, again, when you are applying for positions, don't just, oh, okay, Wingstop's, they're hiring. No, do some research on the company, on the corporation, what they're about, what trends they are trying to set, what directions they are going into. And you can take key wording from their bios and job description and about tabs on their websites. And if you include that in your cover letter, various things from the website that you're getting, if you include those things in your cover letter, when that hiring manager is reading through it, things are clicking off to them and they're going, oh, yeah, that's exactly what we're about. And that will help you make a good impression with them, and it'll help you to stand out and help them to pull your resume out and say, yeah, let's set up an appointment for an interview with this individual. So the things that you need to consider before you begin writing, before you craft your cover letter, gather all your information that you're going to need and include in your cover letter. That way you have it handy and you can just, readily access it and go through things and assemble them together, organize them together. Think about all of your experiences and how you would like to relate these experiences to the hiring manager. What talents and skills and accomplishments that you would like the company to know about you. Think about how you heard about the job opportunity. And if it's, through a personal contact, include that person's name and job title, so that they know that a representative from their company is recommending you. If it was an ad or a job board, write down where and when you saw it, and list any specific instructions noted in the job description. Also, think about the company you're writing to and what drew you to that company. Do you admire its culture or its brand? Are its reviews positive or negative? The research that you've done on the company, if you agree with their mission and their statement and their vision, include this information in your cover letter. Also think about who you are and who you're writing to. And if it's a specific person, make sure that you address them by their name and their title. Don't start your cover letter with, to whom it may concern. If you have the person's name and title, Mr. Smith or human resource manager, that's how you should begin your cover letter. Okay, here are the 6 parts. I've broken the cover letter down into 6 parts, as you can see over here. First section contains your information, your name, your contact information. The second part is the greeting. Again, if you know the person that you're supposed to be submitting your resume to, put their name there. If you just know it's the human resource department or the hiring manager, then just indicate by saying, hiring manager or human resource director. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs, and each paragraph has a specific focus. The first one is your opener. The next one, the next 2 are your middle paragraphs, where you go into a little more detail about your experiences and your accomplishment. And then the final paragraph is your closer, your conclusion. Then you close the cover letter with your signature, your name, and those are the 6 major parts of your cover letter. Your cover letter should be no longer than 1 page. And that should probably work out to around 300 words. It doesn't have to be super deep, but deep enough that you're giving them more insight as to who you are as a candidate and how good a fit you'll be for their organization. Most cover letters utilize the font of Arial, and it's number 10 to number 12. It shouldn't be any bigger than that, because now it looks animated, and it shouldn't be smaller than 10, because now you could possibly make somebody strain to have to read your cover letter, and you don't want to do that. Make sure that your margins are aligned and professional. Next, we're going to go into the specific sections of the cover letter. And so we're going to begin with the header. Now, your header is going to contain your name, your contact information across the top, and then underneath, you're going to have the date, the current date that you're writing this cover letter for. And then underneath that, you've got the employer's company name, their address, the city, zip code. You're going to reference the job or the position that you're applying for underneath. And then underneath that, again, is your greeting. Dear hiring manager, or dear HR director, or better yet, if you know the name of the hiring manager, because it was included in the ad for the position that's being offered, dear Mr. Smith. And then you put their title, hiring manager or HR director. Next, your greeting. Again, we just shared, if you know the hiring manager's name, include that along with their job title. If the ad did not reference any one person specifically, then just begin your greeting with dear hiring manager. And then you're going to write your first paragraph. In the first paragraph, mention the job title that you're applying for and where you saw the position. Explain your interest in the position that's being offered, as well as the company, to show that you've done your research and that you are familiar with them. And then the first section of your cover letter is also going to be the opportunity for you to make your first impression, and you want to make a good one. So you're going to start by saying something interesting about yourself. For example, an example of a first good paragraph would be something like this. I'm excited to apply for the graphic designer position at Cloud Clearwater. I found this position on Indeed. I understand that you're currently adding several new product lines, and I believe that my skills in video and animation provide a significant advantage for creating a successful launch. As a longtime fan of your products, I'm thrilled at the opportunity to bring my unique style and passion for beachwear to your company. That is an excellent example of a first paragraph. It shows that you have knowledge about the company, you have knowledge about the position, and it goes into a little background about what experience you have that would make you successful in this position. Okay. Next, we're going to go to the second and the third paragraph. Your second paragraph should be a brief overview of your background as it relates to the position, including key achievements, skills, and specialties that make you particularly suited for this position. You should focus on one or two things and provide specific details about your success, including measurable impacts that you made. you should pay close attention to keywords that were listed in the job description and include them so that you can identify with the body of your, so that that can be identified with the body of your cover letter. You should only include information about your most recent professional experience. Don't go back 100 years. Rule of thumb, if you are, of course, if you're just coming out of high school or college and you don't have any experience, then you can't list very much. Your focus will be on what you did in school, you know, any extracurricular activities that you did in school. If you've been in the workforce for 10 years, then you should only go back 5, talking about the experiences that you've had and gained with various companies. If you've been in the workforce for 15 to 20 years, you should only go back as far as 10. Anything past that, nobody's really interested in, because truthfully, it probably isn't a whole lot, you know, it's not really relevant to what's going on now. And so you don't want to go back that far, because things have changed, technology's changed, and you only want to include experiences and achievements that make you suitable for this position. You want to include things that make a person or a hiring manager go, you know, they're not really going to be able to do this, because we don't operate this way. This is not what we do in our company. So keep it brief, keep it limited, keep it relevant to what's going on in your life right now. Okay, and next, going over, and again, down to the third paragraph. The third paragraph should focus on another key achievement or skill that is relevant to the position. Instead of repeating details from your resume, summarize specific stories or anecdotes that will display your ability to function and do well in the position that is being offered. That's why I was saying, in your resume has to be brief, bullet points of 3 or 4 key elements in the role that you held at that specific company, not going into large detail. That's what the cover letter is for. And while the cover letter is indeed for you to elaborate a little more, don't make it so lengthy. Learn how to say things concisely. You know, you don't have to, good gravy, you don't have to tell an entire, you know, storybook of things. You can say very clearly, very, you know, descriptively, I was very ambitious in achieving all of our marketing goals. It was a top priority, and I'm looking forward to working for your company because I enjoy delivering marketing material that gives presentations to potential clients and focuses on the organizational strength. These are direct to the point statements that brings your best features, your best achievements, your best accolades forward for a hiring manager to look at and say, okay, yeah, this candidate sounds like that they would be, you know, ideal for our position. Next, we are at the 4th paragraph, which is our conclusion. And you should, in your cover letter, with a paragraph that summarizes the entire letter as a whole. You are applying for a specific position. And in this conclusion paragraph, in this 4th paragraph, you are stating, you know, very specifically why you believe yourself to be the best fit for this role, the best person, the best candidate for this position. Keep the cover letters conclusion brief and explain that you look forward to hearing from them, and you look forward to finding out what the next steps will be. And then you sign and close the letter at the end. A simple sign-off example would go like this. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to learning more about the sales position, and growth is essential to my continued success, and I'm excited for the chance to be a part of TradeLot's industry-leading team. My proven track record and TradeLot's quality products are a winning combination for increasing the company's market share. Sincerely, John Smith. This closing paragraph expresses your ability to be successful in this position. 2, it shows that you understand what TradeLot or the company's goal and mission is, and the direction and trajectory that they are going in. And 3, it shows them that not only do you have all of these attributes, all of these experiences and skills, but you are also confident, and that you are stating upfront that there is going to be an interview between them and you, and that you look forward to them reaching out to you. Next. So here are a few other tips that you need to consider when writing your cover letter. Once you've got the final draft of your letter, print it and read it, but don't send it yet. Have someone else take a look at it. Make sure that everything, is properly stated, spelled correctly, professionally formatted, and to give you a little feedback on how they feel you expressed yourself in this letter. Make sure that within the cover letter, you include the key words and phrases that you got from the ad for the position. That lets a hiring manager know that you thought about thoroughly and you did your research about their company. And so you are expressing yourself relevantly with regards to the position, and you're not just speaking abstractly. Also, make sure that you are clear, direct, you use short sentences and active verbs. Make sure that you leave plenty of professional formatting and space so that a hiring manager can just scan through briefly and be able to pick out the key elements of your cover letter as it is in relation to the position that is being offered. Hiring managers don't like to go through a lot of paperwork, doing a whole lot of reading. So if you can be as clear and concise as possible, you do yourself well. You serve yourself well in that respect. Again, give your cover letter to a trusted friend or a mentor and have them look it over and have them give you, constructive criticism about it. Again, make sure you check your spelling and your grammar. That is so key. That is so crucial. Yes, with today's technology, sometimes autocorrect corrects incorrectly. But there's nothing more disheartening than when you receive an email or a letter from someone in a professional manner and you see grammar and spelling errors. It's like, seriously, we're all human, no one's perfect, and people do make mistakes. But, and I'm not saying that your chances for getting the position will automatically be ended because there were a couple of errors in your cover letter or resume. But I am going to say this: if the objective is to make the best impression as possible, proper spelling and grammar is the way to do it. Once you do that, again, you go through it several times, you let someone else go through it. Once you've gone through, made any corrections and adjustments, tweaked some things because of some constructive criticism that you may have received on the cover letter. Once all of those checks have been done, then it's time to send your cover letter with your resume to the prospective employer about the position that you have found out to be available. And when you send it off with confidence, knowing that whomever is going to receive that, they're going to be so impressed, and they will indeed give you that call, calling you in for your interview. So, key takeaways: a cover letter lets you explain why you're a good fit for the role and the company. It is a cover letter that should be formatted in a professional business standard, professional business letter, and you should customize every cover letter for the specific job you're seeking. Do not send out a "to whom it may concern, I'm interested in this position that I saw in the paper." Just as you want the job, the employer wants to hire the employee. Employers want to know that they mean as much to you as you will mean to them. In other words, who wants to hear "ma'am, sir," if their name tag is right there and you can just readily call them by Mr. Smith or Tony or Sally? Personalization is so key and crucial. I want to know, as an employer, I want to know that I mean as much to you as you should mean to me. And the way you do that is by taking interest. Don't just be a generic employee wanting to get the job because I want a paycheck. No, find the job that you really want to work and do your research on the company, letting them know that you have taken an interest in them and they mean more than just a paycheck. That is a super key takeaway. Okay, that is all my time for today. Thank you for tuning in to College and Career Pathways. If you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Okay, no questions, no comments. All right then, thank you all for tuning in to College and Career Pathways, and I will see you all next time. Everybody have a great day and have a great weekend.
Thank you, Ms. Toni.
All right, you're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.